couple short months ago, I uncovered an affair. And literally and figuratively brought me to my knees. The recovery process from that, I spent the next close to 3 months. I initiated the separation. I still was not very sure of which direction we wanted to go. However, I knew that I absolutely, really loved this woman. After a whole lot of kind of ups and downs, I decided to sit down with my wife and talk about reconciliation, as she was literally begging me to stay married and that we can continue forward. She showing all the guilt, the remorse, everything that comes with the affair. So we decided, let's give it another shot. And since then, even prior to then, I've been seeing my own counselor. She's been seeing her own counselor, and we've been seeing a Gottman-trained marriage counselor. Since that reconciliation, it's been approximately 3 months, and we are super solid. Everything is going just absolutely well. There's a lot of reconnection. It's all very safe, very healthy. But just recently, within about the past 3 weeks, I stumbled across something that I don't have any explanation for.
What happened? All right, I've been telling you about Cozy Earth for a long time now. Cozy Earth has so many products that my family and I love because Cozy Earth gives you the kind of comfort that makes coming home a reason to drop your shoulders and even celebrate. All of Cozy Earth's gear is breathable and cozy, just like the name says. And as always, Cozy Earth stands by their products. You can check them out, you can try them out, and if you don't love them, you can return them hassle-free. Go to CozyEarth.com/Delony and use code Delony for an incredible offer just for my audience. What happened?
Well, so
You're circling the clouds like with your airplane.
Yeah.
Land right in the middle of it, dude.
I'll get to the point. The way that I uncovered the affair.
Don't care. What did you find? What did you find?
I found a couple of pictures of her, topless.
Okay.
That I have never seen before in my life.
Okay.
I looked at the file data. I know the timeline of when these pictures were taken.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly where I was. These were never sent to me during that timeline. We didn't have any spicy talk over the phone. I was home every night.
Sure. Is this after your reconciliation or just in the past?
The pictures were taken 6 years ago.
Okay.
And during that time frame, we had a good, strong marriage.
Hold on. I need to challenge you on something. Is that cool?
Yeah, man.
Okay. If you go back and listen to the first minute and a half of us talking, you've told me that this is your best friend. Y'all had an amazing life together. You've got this amazing 3 kids of your own and this amazing daughter that you have raised. Amazing, awesome, wonderful, amazing, great. You will not be able to move forward until you are honest that none of that was true.
Ouch.
Best friends don't knife the person in the same bed with them.
Yeah.
Best friends don't cheat. Best friends don't start a reconciliation process and don't fully come clean with how deep their dissatisfaction, their own challenges, their own affairs, all that stuff has happened.
Can I add a little context for you?
Yeah.
My wife was raised very, very well. She had tremendous morals. This is a woman that never lied to me, never lied to her mother. The only thing that she learned how to do a couple of months ago is learn how to lie. She didn't learn how to lie well. She just learned how to lie. And when I did uncover the affair, I got a little bit of a background in this. I interrogated her, and it was specifically so I could see what tells she has. And it worked. I know every one of her tells. So since I have not questioned her yet about these pictures, I kind of have to, I feel obligated to give the benefit of the doubt, because perhaps, even though I use the duck analogy, perhaps there is a logical explanation. I don't know what that is, but,
or
I kind of look at,
perhaps.
Yeah.
Man, are you an interrogator for a living?
No. Former life.
Former life. All right. I grew up in the home of a homicide detective.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who was also a SWAT hostage negotiator. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Being interrogated is in my DNA. I also worked student conduct for 20 years. I've been interrogating people my entire career. Okay. You and I both know that the number one barrier for a good interrogator is their own ego.
Yeah.
And their belief that they have a superior detection system than anybody else. I promise you, with all that I am, brother, you do not, quote unquote, know all of her tells. And you're needing to believe that is preventing you from feeling the reality of the situation. Not knowing it, feeling it.
Yeah.
I was raised with impeccable morals. And I was a world-class liar. You know why? Because A, I had to be, and B, I was surrounded by a world-class interrogator.
Yeah.
So the greatest gift you can give to yourself right now is to say these terrifying words. I missed it. And if you will metabolize that, then you'll have to do the scary work, which is, I thought I was a guy that knew her and I didn't.
Yeah.
And then you'll have to say, if I can't trust me, then who can I trust? And that's a scary thing on the back end of an affair. Is yes, people lose trust in their spouse, but there's a deeper trust loss in yourself. I should have seen it.
Right.
And bro, if you can get there, and I'm literally thinking of you opening your hands instead of clenching them tighter. You're perhaps is you squeezing your hands are squeezed together so tight, your hands are turning white, your fingers are turning white. Perhaps, you know what? Perhaps you're right. But the evidence in front of you, to use investigator language, is probably not. Fair? And this is me talking to a guy. I'm telling you this because I love you.
It's fair. Yeah.
The greatest gift is not thinking I solved this, because for a person who is linked up with somebody who thinks they know all the thises and that's and this is and that's, is once I can get around that system, I can get around anything.
Right.
And that is unfathomably terrifying. The greatest investigators that I've spent time with, the ones who do this at like the high level, are ones who regularly say, I don't know.
Yeah. And I'm kind of faced with this challenge. We did have really, really deep conversations over this past couple of weeks. I told her exactly why I did what I did when I confronted her about the affair. I told her, I interrogated you. I did that for a reason. All things considered, I wouldn't have done it any differently. I don't want to interrogate her again. And so I'm kind of playing scenarios out here on how I actually do approach this. Our marriage counselor has been, I've been on his back about trust building how do I build trust? And really everything kind of boils down to, I've been told a lot of things. I've heard the whole transparency. Everybody's got everybody's passwords. Well, I threw my passwords out freely, willingly. I was like, please check everything. I don't care. I've got nothing to hide. My wife was reluctant to do that at first, but, I told her, like, look, I get a vote. I use your words. I get a vote in this. This is what I want. And she's been pretty dang transparent, trying to fix what was broken. Here I am. I've been away from home for about 3 weeks now. And, when I call home.
Why are you not on a plane back to sit in front of her?
I go by my individual counselor. This is my job, and I get it. I understand the relationship between job and family. I was in the military for 21 years, which ultimately cost me my first marriage. Well, no, me being in the military did not cost me my marriage.
Right.
However, this is how I put food on the table. This is how I keep the roof over the head.
But do you not get Saturday and Sunday off?
I'm clear across the globe. I'm across the pond. It's not that easy.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. You're going to be a shell of yourself by the time you get back.
Yeah, I'm preparing for that.
And you are ruminating. What you're doing feels like productive thinking. It is not.
Yeah.
You are creating stories that then you have to solve, which create new stories with which you have to solve. Your car is stuck in mud and you have your foot jammed on the gas and you're listening to the RPMs go up and you feel like you're moving. You're not going anywhere. You're just digging a deeper hole.
Hit the nail on the head right there.
So until you exhale and stop having imaginary conversations in your head and running scenarios in your head, and by the way, that's how you were trained. Think of every contingency, get as many unknowns off the table as possible. That is in your DNA, and I honor that. It doesn't work in a marriage.
Yeah, been figuring that one out.
It's all good. I mean, here's what you're doing. You love her so much, and you love the life y'all have created. And let's even go one step deeper. You've dedicated your whole life to trying to love people well.
Yeah.
And keep people safe and do the next right thing. That's your whole life. But you know as well as I do that green camo doesn't work in the desert. And so you're opening up your toolkit and you're grabbing the tools that you know. An interrogation never works in reconnection.
Right.
Because it lifts you into the higher chair. And one of the great interrogation techniques is for the interrogator to have a higher chair.
Yes.
That's what it does. And it doesn't bring connection. It brings punishment. And if you have a woman who spent her whole life just following the rules, that meant she also knew a way around the rules.
Right.
And there's nothing more terrifying. Go ahead.
I don't feel responsible having given her the means and the opportunity to have an affair behind my back while I'm
No. She made choices. She made grown-up choices.
Yeah. I'm absolutely clear of that responsibility.
Cool.
Yeah, I've got a level head on that one. And she has done her part in taking full accountability for it all.
Awesome. Great. But has she?
Yeah,
here's the thing.
Seriously, she's done a great job.
Maybe.
And
right?
So I have given her several opportunities, and not because I had any doubt, but I gave several opportunities. As like, hey, if there is anything else from the past that I need to know about, it's a really good idea to get ahead of the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, maybe it just becomes a discussion, or we go back to a dark place and figure things out. And that's kind of still where I'm sitting at here, depending on the severity. If I get the truth that I am kind of leaning more towards, where do I go from there? I can't sit here and tell you that I'm decided on that we just have a good discussion and talk to our marriage counselor.
No, of course not. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to assume her answer A and then your contingency plan, and then assume her answer B and then a contingency plan. And you've got your fingers held tightly around her potential answer number 3, and you've got a contingency plan. And what I'm telling you is the path forward for reconciliation here is open-handedness. And that's terrifying. And you're in a tough spot, dude, because these things are best had face to face, and you can't have that. But you don't have this conversation yet, but I wonder what it would be like to exhale and say, I shouldn't have interrogated you as a means to regain power in this relationship. I should have wept because I loved you and I gave you my whole life. And I didn't see this one coming. And I'm not going to interrogate you, but I just found these photos and they're marked 6 years ago and you never sent these to me. And right now, I'm just heartbroken. And it sounds strange, man, but I'm wondering if you wouldn't feel infinitely more free after that conversation. You wouldn't feel better, but would you feel free?
You know, I've felt free once with the whole affair situation.
Yeah.
But when I had finally come to a decision, with me being out of town, I was gone for about 2 months, and I'm actively throwing out the bids for attention. I'm trying to see where she's at in this process, and I was getting absolutely zero reciprocation. 2-3 days before I actually got home, there was conversation, text conversation between us. I can't remember the details, but it was enough to put me over the line. And I said, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. My tank is empty. I'm done. When I get home, I'll go ahead and take care of filing. For whatever reason, I'm still not sure myself. I still had it scheduled for her to pick me up from the airport. And here I am on the plane home, and I'm thinking, why didn't I just call my brother? Yeah. What was I thinking? And that was the most uncomfortable 1.5-hour drive home from the airport with the crying and this can't be real. But that's when I was comfortable. I was set. I felt at peace with myself.
You felt at peace in the decision, or you felt peace in the groveling?
I felt peace in the decision.
Okay.
I could have totally gone without the groveling. I didn't want it. I didn't need it.
Okay, so it wasn't a matter of you finally you felt like the cosmic teeter-totter was balancing a bit.
No, not at all.
Okay, all right.
I was really absolutely done, and I was so secure in my decision. I was just like, hey, look, let's have a quiet ride home. Yeah. It's been a long trip.
Okay.
I don't know.
Can she get on a plane and come see you?
That would be the piece. I'm sorry?
Can she get on a plane and come see you?
No.
Okay.
No.
I mean, the honesty is this is going to be hard. It's going to be hard, whether you have to navigate this over Zoom. And man, being gone 7 more months with no physical contact is going to be really, really hard. I don't know if you can take a leave of some sort. I mean, I don't know, man. That's hard. And it sounds cheesy, but right now, let your body be your guide. Where do you find peace? Where do you find peace? Sorry, my man. I hate this for you, dude. I really do. But thanks for the call. It took a lot of courage for you to call, and I'm grateful.